So you're thinking about moving to Bothell, Washington. Well, in this video, we're gonna go through the top 3 pros and cons of living in Bothell, Washington. So stick around, we're gonna get after it right now. Alright, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure that you click that bell for notifications and be sure to subscribe down below so that you get notified anytime we come out with a new video highlighting one of our favorite cities here in the King County area, like we're doing today, our pros and cons video for Bothell, Washington. I'm Derek Decatur, one of the owners here at the Decatur Home Team, and we get calls, texts, DMs every day from people just like you who are either relocating to Washington in the King County area or have been in Washington for a long time but want to learn a little bit more about the cities here in King County. In today's video, we're going to be going through the pros and the cons of living in Bothell, Washington, just outside of Seattle, about 15 miles, and we're going to get after that right now. All right, so pro number 1 is going to be just access to nature. One of the biggest pros of living in Bothell is just its proximity to some of the more beautiful landscapes here in the King County area. You got the North Creek Trail as well as the Sammamish River Trail that both run right through the city limits there in Bothell. And so that gives all the residents easy access to hiking and biking, some beautiful parks as well, some running trails, all the outdoor activities you really have right there at your doorstep. In addition to the trails, you've also got quick and easy access to Lake Washington and the Cascade Mountains. So for all of your water sports, all of your mountain sports, those are also just a stone's throw away. Pro number 2 is going to be Bothell's just strong sense of community. They have lots of just community events specifically during the summers, but all throughout the year. You've also got your farmers market. That's a huge event down there in Bothell. You've got the Bothell Arts Festival as well that brings all the residents together to create that sense of community and that sense of pride within your own city. In addition to just the events that the city puts on, the farmers market and the art festival, you've also, of course, got your variety of shops, restaurants, and businesses, many of which are locally owned and operated, which is pretty cool because you might have your favorite restaurant, the owner lives right down the street from you. Everything is very kind of in-house, if you will, in Bothell, which is a pretty cool atmosphere, and like I said, just really builds that strong sense of community. Pro number 3 is just going to be Bothell's location. It is very near, like I said, about 15 miles out, so just a short drive away from Seattle. It's going to provide you easy access to a lot of the big city job opportunities, all of the attractions that those bigger cities, Seattle and Bellevue, have to offer, as well as kind of that nightlife feel that you would get in those cities as well. Additionally, the city is located near several of the highways, so you can get in and out of Bothell fairly quickly in all different directions. So that's gonna be pro number 3 for us, is just the convenience from a location standpoint. The school district, and that is going to be the North Shore School District here in the Bothell area, which is known for its high-performing academics and programs. A great place for growing families to come and get a great education. It's going to be the growing economy here in the Bothell area. There are a growing number of businesses in and around Bothell, but specifically some of the major employers such as Amazon and Google. This is great news for everyone in the technology sector, and it's driving a lot of quote-unquote traffic towards Bothell, making it a very desirable place for those businesses within inside of the Bothell city limits, but as well as, like I said before, the proximity to Seattle and Bellevue, where of course there's lots of job opportunities there as well. Con number 1 is going to actually kind of piggyback onto pro number 3, and that is the location. While it is a positive thing in terms of getting around the city, it can also cause some traffic. With all the highways and major roads coming through Bothell, it's not uncommon to get some congestion there in the morning and evening rush hours. So that's something to be aware of if you are going into the city for work. Just being aware of those drive times, again, during kind of the peak rush hours. Con number 2 is nothing new here in the King County area, to be honest, but it is a little bit higher than on average, and that is going to be the cost of living. With the city's proximity to Seattle and Bellevue, again, all the opportunities that some of those cities provide, as well as all the pros we've already talked about, and the high demand for living in Bothell, the affordability is a little higher, and the cost of living is going to be, on average, a little bit higher than most of the cities here in the King County area. Con number three here in living in Bothell is going to be just public transportation. While there is public transportation, it's obviously not going to be as widespread and as developed as some of the major cities. That being said, you can catch a bus down into downtown Seattle or Bellevue fairly easily, and those are going to be your two major hubs, or going up north as well. You can catch a bus up to those areas as well, but getting around town itself is going to be a little bit more limited from a public transportation standpoint. All right, that wraps up our Bothell pros and cons video. I hope that just kind of gave you a little bit of insight into what it's like to live in Bothell and in the King County area in general. Of course, if you want more information, I would encourage you to watch the maps video, get an idea of kind of where you're at within Washington State and within King County and what's around, as well as the vlog video where I actually go out, cruise around Bothell and show you some of the different attractions in Bothell, as well as some of the different price points in terms of housing. We go and hit some low, medium, and high homes in the area, so you can get an idea of what you actually get for your money there in the Bothell area. As always, make sure that if you haven't already, to subscribe and click that bell for notifications, because we do come out with these videos quite a bit on all the different cities here in the King County area. If you have any questions, if you're thinking about making a move, please don't hesitate. Give us a call. Schedule a call below at the link. DM us, message us. Happy to help you make that move as smooth as possible.